I'm your delectable host, Lois Nwobodo, and this is the Hell of a Podcast. Today's conversation delves into something that is highly romanticized but quite misunderstood and sometimes misused. I'm talking about creative collaboration, and I have on hand the one and only Iyke Ibeh. He's an astute photographer. He shot people like RMD, Hilda Bassi, brands like Glow, Adidas, Mercedes Benz. People of law, you do not know what's in store for you. Iyke Ibeh. Do you know, when I scavenged you on Instagram and social media in general, I was beyond wowed. Yes, I was impressed with your portraiture and all the stories that they tell.
Thank you.
You're welcome again to Hell of a Podcast.
I'm glad to be here.
I gather you're the creative director of Spun Creatives,
Yes.
and you've been in the business for almost 2 decades. Am I wrong or right?
You're not wrong.
Yes, I'm very right.
Yes.
All right. Before we dive into this juicy topic, I'd like to know what you had before you came here.
This morning I had a chicken sandwich and this thing Northerners called Tom Brown.
No wonder you're fresh. People of law, you want to be fresh like Iyke Ibeh. Tom Brown is the key. So, why did you go into photography? What drew you to photography? Light, camera, action.
For photography, for me, there are like 3 major stories. You know how different people have origin stories. So I have 3 stories. There's the simple one, there's the deep one, then there's the official story. I mean, the official story is I've been fascinated by lights and colors and movies. And for those that watched a lot of TV growing up, action films, we just wanted to know how this was done, how that was done. And I went to a film school, and I was shooting music videos at one point, and I was also doing designs because, you know, we're doing jack of all trades. We're doing a lot of things growing up. After university or during university, I was doing a lot of designs, and I had a lot of artists that would come with their pictures to do like maybe graphic for their song arts and stuff. And I didn't like a lot of their pictures. And it was making my work as a designer bad. So I'm like, I have a camera, I shoot videos already. I might as well take the pictures that they will take for the song art. So that's how I started doing photography.
So that's your origin story.
That's the official story.
That's the official story. So tell us the other 2.
The other 2, one is a personal story. One, growing up from when I was born till like maybe university, I probably have like 5 pictures.
5?
Like of my entire life.
That's poor.
Yes. I realized I didn't have enough personal memories of myself.
Okay.
And one of those times I used to fall sick and stuff, and I realized I could just disappear and there'll be no proof I existed. And, you know, I'm like, I should better start taking pictures. And it started with me taking pictures of myself. So, okay, I can document other people's stories and memories as well. Okay. So that is also one reason.
Did this coincide with the time when you were shooting videos in university, or it was before?
Before.
Okay, so you just...
So the official story became the official story, how it became a profession.
Okay.
Then the other one was how I started.
That's good to know.
Or why I started.
Why you started. That's good to know. One of your Instagram handles says that you're into photography because you want people to express themselves, have personal identity, and then express emotion. Can you delve into that for us a bit?
For me, I think everybody already has a personal identity. The fact that you're you already makes you unique. I have a quote that says, everybody's special or no one is. It's because there's no 2 people that's like the same. It means you being a human being already have a personal identity. It's like having a thumbprint. It's like having a unique signature. And my job as a photographer is to show that signature. Is to show that expression. Even from having a poker face to having a smiley face is an expression. and different people want to show off what they want people to see. So my job as a photographer is just to show out that expression, show out that individuality that they have, because everybody is an individual, everybody is unique for themselves.
That's good to know. Maybe I should delve into photography as well.
You should. Everybody should. I feel just the way was it Chimamanda that said it, that everybody should be a feminist.
Yes.
Everybody should be a photographer, because if you can see, it means you have imagined a picture. If you can dream, it means you have had memories before, and that is photography. That is seeing. Photography is painting with light, or it's basically seeing. As long as you can see, you have made pictures in your head, and that's photography.
Can we digress a bit? You just said as long as you can see.
Yes.
Does that mean that persons who do not have the gift of sight cannot be photographers?
I have heard about blind photographers.
Oh, have you?
Yes, and it's still confusing to me, because if photography is the art of seeing, or creating images with light, you kind of need light to see. And if you're not seeing, what image are you creating? So that's where memories come in. People can. You've heard stories where he says, "I have a picture in my mind."
Yeah.
It's not a physical picture, but it's a picture and it's in the mind. So that's still saying a blind person could see. Somebody without sight can still imagine. So it's still imagination, and that's still photography.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that insight. So now let's creatively collaborate.
Yes.
What on earth is creative collaboration? Because I've heard that term thrown around everywhere here and there. What really is it?
I think it's just a fancy way of saying collaboration between creatives. Because for me, collaboration is just when people come together with a common goal to achieve a common purpose. And so creative collaboration will simply be collaboration that is creative, or something that it is out of just for the work of it, but to achieve something memorable.
Okay. How many collaborations can you count that you've been in that has given you so much joy? So much joy.
Quite a lot, actually. I've been part of a ton of collaborations that I've enjoyed, mostly because I bought into the idea. The ones I bought into the idea, and the ones that were my idea. And I was fortunate to meet people that had the same goal, and we all wanted to achieve similar concepts, and we put together our resources to make it happen.
Okay. So would you say that the brands that you worked with, because I mentioned a few that he's worked with, guys, please come and book him more. He's worked with Glow and the rest, like I said. So when you worked with brands like Glow, Mercedes, and the rest, did you also work with other people as in collaborate with them, or it was just you taking the pictures?
Yes. So teamwork is also collaboration. I think people think collaboration is just getting people to do stuff for you, but once you have a team, people that worked with you together, if that's collaboration, whether they are paid or unpaid, it's collaboration. Some of my best, I think one of my best clients started off as a collaboration.
Okay.
Literally, it started off as she had done work with other photographers, and I reached out to her. I'm like, I like your work, and I heard you've been trying to reach me, but you've done your recent shoot already. Can I shoot the same thing you've done for somebody else before? And she said, okay, I'll collaborate with you. And she showed up to the shoot. She brought snacks. She brought things, styled the shoot, and we did a shoot. And now she's my biggest client.
Oh, I'll send my account details. She's your biggest client.
Sure. So it starts with collaboration. It's being able to understand somebody's vision and making the vision your own, or buying into the vision and then putting the work together.
Okay. So I know you've had ugly stories.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to touch on that?
Ugly stories. We try not to remember a lot of these, but there are collaborations where there's, for example, I'm not going to mention any name. Let's say in Abuja, for example, there's a creative director, an amazing person. He understands collaboration. Like, he knows how to bring people together. But the only thing with his work is he takes all the credit for everything. Like, I've never seen that guy hold a camera, but he would organize photographers. He would come up with a beautiful concept, an amazing concept, mostly a recreation of something. But he will organize everybody and take all the credit. He gets magazine publications, get all of that, and he takes all the credit. In fact, recently I saw one that was posted on Twitter, and he posted what got all the glory and everything. The photographer had to repost it. I'm like, this was shot by me, that kind of thing. Now I've worked with him as well, and I get this is like personal experience.
Yeah.
I shot a video and I put my logo in the video, and he posted it and removed it because my logo was on it. And then he asked me for the raw files. I'm like, I'm not giving you the raw files. This wasn't a paid gig. You didn't hire me to do this. We came together to do this, but you don't want me to put my brand name on it because you want to take the glory.
So just to be clear, when you collaborate,
Yeah.
finances are not involved. There's no monetary gain. Is that what you're saying?
No, it depends on the collaboration. They are paid collaborations. I can do a work for maybe Mercedes Benz and I can still call it a collaboration. I will get paid, but it's still a collaboration. Collaboration is just people coming together to achieve something.
So when does it become, or when does it go sour or get ugly?
I think it gets ugly when the different parties do not understand what they're doing or they do not have the same vision. For example, you come with me with a concept. I look at the concept and I'm seeing what I want out of the concept, but it's not what you want. For example, when I want to collaborate with maybe beauty artists, maybe makeup artists, I tell them, okay, I have this look I want to create, but I understand that you do not care about all of that. You just want a headshot. So what I will do for you is I will do my dramatic creative look, but we'll get you your headshot so that everybody gets what they want out of it. But I've seen situations where collaborations happen and all the terms are not well understood. So somebody's thinking this is what is going to come out of it. Somebody's thinking this is what's going to come out of it. Say you're a stylist now, you bring clothes for a collaboration. And me, the photographer, I just want to shoot black and white pictures. But you need the colors of your outfit to show, and you don't get that. So it means you don't get what you invested in the collaboration, but I do.
So does that mean that for collaborations to go well, there has to be clear-cut terms, maybe even written, like a structure of sorts? So if that is going to happen, how do you think the Abuja society or the Abuja creative community can tap into that so that it doesn't always go sour, it's sweeter and even much more better?
I think what usually helps is conversations. When people have clear understanding of what they are doing, of why they're doing it, and what the result is. Whenever I have collaborations or even shoots with clients, before the shoot starts, there's already a timeline. Okay, this images will be ready so and so time. This is what everybody's getting out of it. This is even before we shoot. So everybody knows what they're getting. Everybody knows why they're doing it and what is going to benefit each person from the collaboration so that there's no confusion.
So if there's no monetary gain in a collaboration, maybe social media tags would help. Is that what you're saying?
It does help.
So what else can be included so that it will be juicier?
So one beautiful thing about collaboration is that it adds to everybody's portfolio.
Okay.
For example, say you're a creative director and you always wanted to shoot at an airstrip with private planes. And somebody has access to private planes. Then somebody has access to maybe cameras. Somebody has access to maybe more models. Everybody comes together. You get to say you shot at so and so place. Everybody gets a piece of the work there. So that's where what everybody gains apart from being paid.
That makes so much sense. Okay. So my next question is going to be about a time when you had to walk away from a project that was maybe dear to you. But it was taking your peace and robbing you of all the joy that comes from working with people. So has there been a time when you had to walk away? You had to just dem everything, just leave everything and just go? Was there a time like that? Can you walk us through that?
So I had this project I was doing with a designer, and we've done similar projects in the past, but nothing as big. So this was going to be like a proper project. Because what we've done, we have maybe like photograph a couple outfits, style a couple things, maybe work on a few sketches. But this time we decided, okay, let's create a project. But we did that without having clear-cut goals. I just wanted to create a project where I use her really beautiful clothes to make a collection, while she wanted to create an editorial for her brand. And I had just assumed it was going to be the same thing we're doing. But at the end of the project, or towards the well, not towards the end, while the project had gone like far deep in, we realized what she wanted was totally different. She wanted something out of what I would do, out of my normal style. And that wasn't the brief she had shown me in the beginning. And she was now trying to compare with somebody else. I'm like, if you knew you could do this with somebody else, you
Why
could have
did
done it
you?
with somebody else.
Yeah.
We agreed on having an editorial that was going to be somewhat something that could work on maybe on ASOS or something like that. But you're showing me things that are dramatic. You're showing me things that, and this is after we've shot. I'm like, if we had seen this before, it kept on going back and forth. She's like, oh, she has spent so much in this. I'm like, I've invested as well. I'm like, if we are not agreeing, it's either we're reshooting or we're canceling the project. So we had to end it.
That's sad.
It was.
That's sad. People of law, this has been Iyke Ibeh, and you've heard all the juiciness that he has offered thus far. But there's more coming your way. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back in a bit. Welcome back, people of law. We have been enjoying the ambience of Bricks Point, Abuja. In case you want to have fun, all the fun the world has to offer, you do not want to miss this place. But even juicier is our able, delectable guest, Iyke Ibeh. He's in here with us, just dishing out to us all the juiciness that creative collaboration has to offer, and sad to say, the ugly parts. And I want to ask a pointed question. I want to give an example.
Yes.
If a person decides that they need to collaborate with you and other people to have the best birthday shoot ever, what is wrong in that? Is there anything wrong there?
I think for in context of that statement, nothing is wrong if somebody reaches out to you and say, it is my birthday. I want to do a birthday shoot as a collaboration. You know that they're straightforward. That is what they want. I think where it becomes wrong is where it becomes deceptive when they don't mention the purpose of it. For example, it has happened with me a couple times where I think one with a stylist, actually 3 times, one with a stylist, one with 2 actual people that reached out to me, they want to do collaboration shoots. And the one with the stylist, I found out later that everybody else was paid except me. Like they had ordered one really sweet dress, they had paid for a makeup artist, they had paid for a hotel, paid for everything. And the stylist told me it's collaboration. And I showed up because I liked the idea to shoot in that particular place. Okay. And I showed up and we shot, and next thing they're rushing me for pictures. And I'm like, hold on, it's collaboration. I'm trying to finish paid jobs. Mm-hmm. That's when I now found out that it was a birthday shoot. Yeah, I intentionally delayed the pictures because of that. And then another time, somebody had brought up a concept to shoot with like mylar paper and this reflective stuff. And I'm like, okay, I've not done that before. It would be interesting. And we did it, and it was nice till I was hearing makeup artist reaching out to me. And the client, I'm like, what client? There's no client here, it's collaboration. She's like, no, for a birthday shoot. I'm like, birthday shoot. So it happens a lot where they reach out to you for collaborations and they don't tell you the purpose of what they need these pictures for.
Okay.
Especially when there are other vendors involved and they get paid, and then they reach out to you to collaborate. So it's kind of not settling.
It's schemy.
Yes.
So how do you salvage the situation? Do you insist that you're going to be paid? What do you do?
Well, most times what I do is I just send them an invoice. I'm like, this is paid work at this point, especially if I know that other people are getting paid for the same work we're doing, but I wasn't. Or I just hold on to the pictures because technically I own the rights to the images, so I can decide to release the images or not.
Okay.
It doesn't have to even be me that brought the idea of the collaboration. If you're going to use the pictures for what we're not supposed to use it for, it's deceptive, and I can hold on to the images.
Let me throw more jabs. You mentioned that one reason why you wanted to go for one of the shoots was because you hadn't shot in that space before,
Yeah.
and you hadn't used a kind of paper you mentioned.
Yeah.
So isn't that collaborative enough? Isn't that a chance for you to also build your portfolio? So isn't that good enough? Must there be something clear cut so that you not feel as if you're deceived?
Well, that could work, but like I said, I voiced out my own reason for wanting to shoot there because I've had a ton of people bring collaboration ideas, and I say no, this is not what I'm interested in because I don't like this idea. For example, I don't do teamed shoots. It means I'll not do a Christmas shoot or a Valentine shoot or an independent shoot.
Okay.
I did one last week. But I'm just saying, I would not necessarily do those things. So when somebody comes to me and like, oh, I have one Valentine shoot, let's wear red. I'm like, I'm not interested in that kind of shoot. Okay. But if you tell me, you want to do a red theme shoot, it's going to be Valentine-ish, but we're going to do it on a mountain cliff and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, this is a nice idea I would like to do. And then we all know what we're doing. But if you tell me all of that and you don't tell me, well, because I want to sell it to one magazine or sell it to one gallery and make money out of it, that is deceptive.
So for new creatives on the Abuja scene or in Nigeria as a whole, how do you think they can protect their space so that they're not used in this way, so that they're not being told that they'll get exposure when really they're just being used? What do you think they have to do? What boundaries can they set, as it were?
Well, let me start with saying that collaboration is important. As human beings, it is, if you don't collaborate, you won't grow, whether as a beginner or as an established person. It means that for you to understand what you're doing, you need to know why you're doing it. And with collaboration, I tell everybody, make sure you collaborate, but make sure you're getting something out of it. But also make sure you know what the other person is getting out of it.
Okay.
At least if everybody is clear with what they're doing, there will be no form of exploitation because you knew what you're getting into. Now, there's the point of exposure. Like there's this trend that's happening recently with models where I heard there was a fashion show that happened recently and they reached out to the models to volunteer. You get, somebody's making noise about it recently. And it's upsetting because these are people's jobs. But you want them to volunteer to boost your brand. Because there's this thing about exposure. Let me use this photographer that shot Temi Otedola's wedding. Was he paid plenty of money? Yes. But a lot of people did not know about him till exposure. He got free exposure.
Yeah.
But he still got paid.
Yeah.
In fact, there are a lot of people that he's now more famous than before because of exposure.
Yeah.
If he had shot the wedding for free, he'll still get that exposure. So the exposure still happened. It means exposure is good because exposure does what it does, exposes you to, wider audience.
Okay.
From fans to actual clients coming in. But what people don't get is if you collaborate, there are things you are going to get for yourself and there are things you know that somebody else will get. And there are times where you gain more than other people. Sometimes other people gain more than you. If you know what everybody's gaining, then you are not walking into it blind.
Okay.
And then with the way the climate is right now, collaboration in itself can still be paid. And even when it's not paid, just make sure you're not losing as much.
Okay.
Make sure it's something that can actually help your career because you can collaborate and not gain anything out of it. But you can collaborate and it will provide a form of stepping stone to your next point, which makes sense.
So you're saying not to accept the bare minimum and to gather as much knowledge as possible about what's going to happen on the shoots.
Yes.
That can arm the person, the new creative or the old creative, as the case may be. Okay, I'd like to ask something, although I have so many questions that are just popping up in my head, but let me just ask this one. Has there been a collaboration that you've had that has taught you something about yourself that you never knew until that collaboration?
Yeah, almost every collaboration does that.
Okay.
I am somebody that likes to plan. It means if we're going to do anything anywhere, I want to know what time, I want to know where. We're going to shoot outside, I want to know what rock we're going to shoot, what tree we're going to shoot next to, what house. I want to know the time of day, what corner of the door, of the wall. I want to know everything because I think I would overthink. So I rather be calm and just follow a script in my head. Now, but we all know that because we're working with human beings and we're working with the weather, we're working with Nigeria, we're working with road safety, working with traffic, we cannot script everything to a T. It means you have to learn to be spontaneous. It means you have to learn to improvise. And I have learned that with myself, I can improvise on this spot. I will still say that some of my best work happened when they were planned, but I've still had amazing products or amazing results when things didn't go as they were supposed to go, but we made do as it came and it was fantastic. So that's what I can say I've learned from that about myself.
All right. Thank you for sharing all of these
Thank
around
you.
creative collaboration. Now I'm going to throw jabs on you as a person.
Let's have it.
Punchy, juicy personal questions. And the very first, when was the last time you told a lie?
I can't even remember. So fun fact, I'm not afraid of anybody.
Okay.
So growing up, I used to be a very timid child. So I had to learn pride before learning confidence.
Oh.
So because I now had plenty confidence, for me to lie to you, I have to be afraid of you, and I know they fear you. So yes, I can't remember when I told a lie.
Okay. Let me just hint you guys something that Ike told me behind the scenes. He says he hasn't been ill in the longest time. In fact, he's never had a bout of malaria. Can you believe that? I think he's superhuman. Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
You see? Should I add something else?
Sure.
Oh, he also says he doesn't have the sensation of feeling drunk. But he doesn't drink because he's afraid of his liver. Or he's worried about his liver, rather. That's not to say you should make him tipsy if you invite him for a shoot. Please do not. Respect his boundary and his personal space. Second question. What's a belief that has changed you recently?
There's a popular saying that people cannot change, but I've learned that people can change because change is constant. It means there are people, I've met people they were obsessed with their hair. Then after a while, next thing they shaved everything. I'm like, why, how, where, from where, all those things. And we grow the more we grow, the more our taste changes, the more there's change happens. Because if you don't grow, you can't change. And if you can't change, you can't grow. And if you don't do any of that, you die. So I've learned that anybody can change.
Okay. Oh, wow. That's good to note. I know someone who has never worn underpants in her life. Never. But recently she started wearing. So I agree with what you just said, that people can change. Third question. I'm going to ask you in regards to George Okoro. I'm thinking he's the pioneer celebrity photographer in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Am I right? Or
I think so too.
Okay. So has he influenced your work in any way?
So what I admire about George Okoro is that he's a businessman.
Oh.
He's a businessman in the sense that he knows structure, he understands structure, he understands how to make a business out of an opportunity. And that's one of the things I admire about him. So for me to say, what I can say I've been influenced by his personality is how to turn your hobby or your craft or your skill to a business, a profitable business at that. Knowing where to draw lines, knowing where to create boundaries, knowing where to be a personal brand. Because a lot of people knew George Okoro as a personal brand. There are a lot of people that can say they've never seen him hold a camera because, of course, a lot of us has or have, but he became the George Okoro that he is, not just the George Okoro as a photographer, but George Okoro as a personality, and that is creating a personal brand, which is one thing I'm learning.
Okay. Apart from George Okoro, what other 3 photographers have had influence on your photography?
In Nigeria, in my early stage of photography, one of the people I had always looked up to and still look up to is Paul Duconru. He was one of the people that I really loved his photography, and his work was just outstanding. And he had worked with so many people at the time, and I was just coming up and I'm like, this guy is really good. And his brother was my friend at the time, and I would always see a lot of his works. I'm like, I like this guy. Then there's Obi Somto.
Okay.
Mostly because of his colors, his tones, and he's a very funny person and very creative. I love his work because his work is similar to what I would want my work to look like in terms of emotion, in terms of color, in terms of tone. And of course, Ahami Belime, because I have met him personally. I mean, I have his number.
Oh,
But
cool.
he's a very creative artist. I call him an artist because of the kind of work he does. He knows how to play with colors. He knows how to play with tones, and he understands how to use a camera. I have worked with him closely. I've stood next to him. I have handled his camera, and I'm like, what you're doing is what anybody can do, but there's a way you do it that is different. So I love his work, and he's one of the people I can say influences me.
Okay. You mentioned earlier that you do not take Valentine shoots, Independent Day shoots. Is there a reason behind that?
So I say I don't do teamed shoots per se, but what I do rather is I can shoot personalities. For example, I might not do a Valentine shoot, but I can shoot maybe a team shoot in terms of maybe shooting Queen Amina.
Okay.
I can decide to shoot like something historical. I can do a shoot that depicts maybe warriors or heads of states or something like that. Something more historical than just Valentine shoots, than just Christmas shoots.
So you feel they're ordinary, sort of,
Not necessarily ordinary.
or not story worthy?
Funny enough, but I also have a quote that says everybody wants to be deep, but so does rivers and wells. It means it doesn't necessarily have to have one deep story behind it.
Okay.
But I want images that I can take and still like them in 10 years' time.
Okay.
You can do a Valentine shoot today and not like it next month, because most of these shoots, they kind of have a trend. Because maybe this year's Valentine shoot might just be with everybody wearing shiny red.
Okay.
Next year, it's no longer shiny red. It is cotton. Or next year, it might be, okay, linen is the new fabric everybody's wearing. But if you're doing shooting personalities, it will always be the same. If you're going to shoot a Mona Lisa type of image, in 20 years' time, it will still be a Mona Lisa type of image, and it will still have impact. So I'm looking for those kind of images.
So if I understand you correctly, you're a timeless photographer.
If you say so.
I say so, don't you? One last question. What is something people get totally wrong about your work as a photographer?
What do people get wrong about my work? Let me say two things. One, they say it's expensive.
Okay.
I mean, I don't disagree with them, but they say price is relative to who is paying for it. But I think one other thing with my work is people say it's simple. Actually, I agree. It's actually simple.
Is it? Because you mentioned emotion, tone, colors. It sounds Herculean.
No, for example, I look at you and I'm seeing color, I'm seeing tone, I'm seeing shadow, and I like to take my pictures the way I like to see them.
Okay.
It means I want to photograph what I see, or at least what I want you to see. So it's either I'm seeing all of this, or something I'm seeing that I also want you to point out to you.
Okay. 2 bonus questions. What is a movie that you can watch forever, every day, without getting tired, like getting bored?
What movie can I watch forever?
Every day, every second. You do not mind watching it over and over
Coming
again.
to America.
Why the tone?
I like comedies.
Okay.
Also because it's an emotional thing. There's this thing we do in the world where we think that sad emotions are stronger than happy emotions. So that's why you almost never see a comedy win an award for something. It's usually an Oppenheimer or something that is very solemn or something that's very... But I like comedies because it's a type of emotion that we do not respect. We do not pay too much mind to. But it's something that balances life. There has to be day and darkness. There has to be joy and sadness. And there's already enough sadness in the world. So I pivot towards the joy part. So comedies usually appeal more to me.
The last bonus question. Distill photography, your photography, in one word.
Still.
He's not been still. Ironically. You said still, but you've not been still. You've been moving around. So How does still convey the idea of what your photography stands for?
When you see my photography, I want you to see an image that is paused.
Oh,
So it's like a moment that it's, I won't say frozen, but you get the point. It's just there for you to just stay and watch. It makes you just look. So most of my images, you won't see a lot of my images where people are moving up and down. It just is still because it's a photograph. I learned photography, or I admired photography from the early photographs where it was, dark room. You just stay. Everybody has to stay really still.
yeah.
So that's what I liked about photography,
Okay.
where it stops all movement and just captures it.
The moment.
Yeah.
So you like want to have that moment relived over and over again, like
Yes.
your memory. Oh, thank you for sharing all of these
Thank
juiciness
you.
with us. People of law, this has been Iyke Ibeh, the legendary Abuja-based photographer. Like I shared with you earlier, he shot with world-class brands, celebrities, and social entrepreneurs. If you want your name and your face to be etched on the sands of time, book an appointment with him right away. My name is Lois Nwobodo, and this has been a hell of a podcast.